Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daryl and this is Future Proof. Finally we can get into what the hell is Bitcoin, and I'm gonna try to make this video as easy as possible to understand, even if it's the first time you've ever heard of the word Bitcoin. So today we're gonna discuss what is Bitcoin, why is it valuable, why are people buying it up all the way to $20,000, and if you find this information useful and educative, please click the like button, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started.
Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. It is also sometimes referred to as a virtual currency or a cryptocurrency. Bitcoins are held in a digital wallet and can be sent over the internet. Bitcoin transactions are authorized using a digital signature. The transactions are verified, usually within minutes, by a network of miners. Once verified, the transaction is permanently stored on a public ledger, known as the blockchain. Fees for Bitcoin transactions are relatively low compared to traditional ways of commercially transferring money over the internet. Bitcoin was started in 2009. It follows the ideas set out in a white paper released under the name Satoshi Nakamoto. There are no physical Bitcoins, only balances associated with public addresses. The balance of each address can be viewed on the public blockchain, which keeps track of all transactions. Each address has an associated private key, which is used to authorize transactions. The key should be known only to the owner. Bitcoin can be bought on exchanges. It is legal in the United States and most countries. However, Bitcoin regulation is not yet well formed. It is accepted as payment by some local merchants and online retailers. New Bitcoins are released through a process called mining. Anyone can participate in mining with a computer using free open source software. The interval at which coins are released is kept constant by the network, and because of this, the more miners that participate, the harder it is to mine. The amount of coins being released at each interval is decreased by half around every 4 years. The total amount of coins released will approach 21 million.
I hope you guys enjoyed this short video explaining the basics of Bitcoin. And now, in order to better understand the value behind it, we must first understand what money is. A lot of people use money on an everyday basis, yet they have no understanding what money is and what money is backed by. For starters, I want to make this clear. A lot of people have no idea that money, cash money, is no longer backed by gold since 1933. Franklin D. Roosevelt took us out of the gold standard. Since then, the money that we've been using now has only been backed by the word of banks and government. And the question is, how much do you trust banks and how much do you trust the government? And if these two answers are not really, then you should really look into what Bitcoin is and watch this video to the end. So, what are the characteristics that money needs to have in order to be money? First, it needs to be fungible. One unit is viewed as interchangeable with others. It needs to be durable. An item must be able to withstand being used repeatedly. It must be divisible. It can be divided into smaller units of value. It needs to be portable. Individuals can carry money with them and transfer it to others. And it needs to be acceptable. Everyone must be able to use the money for transaction. Limited supply. This part is very important. Limited supply is the supply of the money in circulation ensures value remain relatively consistent and uniform. All versions of the same denomination must have the same purchasing power. Now that we got these out of the way, let's look at these characteristics and how gold, the US dollar, and Bitcoin fits into them. Fungible. Gold in US dollars or Bitcoin is somewhat non-counterfeitable. Gold is not non-counterfeit. US dollar is not non-counterfeit, but Bitcoin is. Portable. It's so hard to carry like a block of gold anywhere, so it is not. US dollar is somewhat portable. But Bitcoin, it is the most portable of all, divisible. You cannot break a brick of gold into little parts in order to pay someone out. You can with the US dollar because that is very divisible. And Bitcoin, most importantly too, you don't need to buy one whole Bitcoin. You can buy 0.1, 0.01, or 0.05 of a Bitcoin. And durable, gold is durable. Not so much for the US dollar, but Bitcoin is very durable as well, just because the network has not seen any flaws so far, and we are running strong 10 years, okay? And widely accepted in history of acceptance. Of course, gold have been accepted for many generations and many years, and so does the US dollar, but Bitcoin is creating opportunity for us to get in now before it gets widely accepted. The most important part of all of this is the limited in quantity. Gold does not have limited quantity. People can start mining for gold, and there can be more gold that arises. Therefore, the quantity is not limited. US dollar does not have limited quantity. Since we were no longer backed by gold, the US government has been printing as much money as they pleases, especially during this whole situation with the virus that we cannot talk about on YouTube. So much more money has been printed out by the Fed. If we go onto Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin has a limited quantity. There is only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever circulate in history. Now, if we go over here to CoinGecko, and we can find all the information you want to find about Bitcoin here on this website. And we can see that currently the market cap of Bitcoin is at $356 billion. But as you can see here, the max supply of Bitcoin will only be $21 million. Therefore, Bitcoin is all about supply and demand. How many people wants to buy it versus how many people are selling it, and therefore pushes the price. And we can go here in the full max history of Bitcoin and see that there was a time that Bitcoin was under $140 in 2014, and we have climbed ever since to all the way to $20,000, and now we're going back up over that all-time high. Now, I want to put this on a more use case scenario. Let's say currently you're in the United States and you have siblings in Europe or any other country. If you were trying to send them $100 through your bank or any third party like Western Union or MoneyGram, you would send that $100, your bank would charge you a fee. That MoneyGram or Western Union would charge you a fee. And when that person receives that money from whatever country they are, they will now receive that $100. They'll most likely get $80. Therefore, just the process of transacting that money over, you've lost $20 just in sending the money. And that is where digital currencies come in, because not only that, by sending this money, they use a very old system called Swift, which takes 5 to 7 business days in order for your loved one to receive that money. But using digital currency, that person can receive that money in a matter of minutes and seconds, and they will also have the full value of the money that you sent them. Isn't that great? That changes everything, because Bitcoin replaces the middleman, which could have been the bank and which could have been those third parties like Western Union, MoneyGram, and so on, and makes the money P2P, person to person. For some people in the United States, that may not be anything, but for people in third world countries and a lot of other countries around the world, that is huge, because it finally gives people the power to control their own money, transact with their own money however they choose to. Another scenario I wanted to share with you guys. Let's say you're traveling and you're going to a trip in Europe, for example, and you had $20,000 on you. If you're on the plane, you must report that you have over $10,000 in cash on you, right? And what happens when you do that? They might either want to tax your money, take some of it, whatever. Guess what? You could have $1 million in Bitcoin and just have it on a wallet. Go to any country in the world and be able to access that wallet and pull that money out in that country's currency without a third party. To me, that is amazing, and that is one of the most important things that people that are interested in this digital space love. It's having the freedom and having the ability to control your own money without a government having a say in it. One more thing I wanted to share with you guys are the risks of not buying Bitcoin and the risk of not protecting yourselves and the risk that inflation may cause. This is a picture of Venezuela and how people are throwing their money out on the ground everywhere because all this money basically has no value due to the fact that the Venezuelan government has been printing and printing so much money that their inflation is at all-time high. This is an illustration to show you guys this is how much money you need to buy one piece of chicken. This is how much money you need to buy a chicken. And since we've been going through this issue in America with the lack of toilet paper recently, this is how much money you need to buy a toilet paper. And that is insane. This is what can and possibly will happen to a lot of countries in the world because of the fact that they're printing unlimited money, especially in the United States as well. And we need to prepare ourselves to avoid all of this. So this is all I got for you guys today on what Bitcoin is. If you find this information to be valuable and if you feel like you've learned something, please click the like button. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below and I'll do my best to answer that question. Thank you guys once again for watching my videos. Stay safe, stay prepared, be future proof.